Rabbi Kotler being here at this forum mean that you have the endorsement of PNB and VAT?
I'll let you answer that one.
I'm not here for an endorsement, but I did want to come here and speak on one or two very short things and address some concerns that are out there with Herschel's campaign. I've had the opportunity to sit with Herschel, or as he's known in town, the signs Harold Herskowitz, High Hopes. I sat with him for many hours, and he has expressed frustrations that are, I think, everyone's frustrations. Drive down Clifton Avenue, and right before New Hampshire, on Cedarbridge Avenue on your left side are two firehouses in Lakewood. If you probably never really looked there, but next time you drive down, go past Circa and look on your left, you'll see two firehouses, two big, beautiful new firehouses. And you say to yourself, well, let me drive in there. I bet no one in this room ever took a minute to drive in there, but if you drive in there, you'll see there are two big, beautiful buildings over there. The reason why there were two buildings is one is for the paid firefighters of Lakewood, the other was for the volunteers. And the volunteers and the paid, both of those, came out of your tax dollars. So did there really need to be two big, beautiful firehouses in Lakewood on the same block? Would it be possible to have had them both in one building?
How many paid firefighters are there? There's only one.
I think there's
a few.
There's a few.
Who paid for it?
Taxpayers.
yes.
So
How many firehouses do you have now? 8?
Who authorized it?
The point.
How many firehouses do you have?
Allow me for a
8?
second. The point is that Herschel has identified there are many frustrations. I'll go back to the downtown, what he said before about the downtown. For those of us who live here, I see Fishes here, some of us are here for a very long time. I remember the riots in the 60s. I remember when downtown was burnt down, when it was destroyed, and it was rebuilt, and it was a beautiful place. For those who are here for 10, 15 years, they remember when it was a thriving place. There are issues, there are things that have emerged, there are problems that have developed, that are very real problems in Lakewood, and the truth is there's a lot of frustration. And if you're involved and you're active, the more you're involved, the more frustrated you're going to be. So whether you agree that one person is a better vehicle to bring about the solution or the other, the very fact that these issues are being raised and discussed is certainly going to make Lakewood a much better place. Prof. Herschel was talking before about Proposition 13 type of idea. Lakewood is what they call an asset-rich, income-poor town. Lakewood's in the bottom 5% of the incomes in Ocean County, and probably in the bottom 7 or 8% statewide. So it's a poor town. But in terms of assets, it's really not such a poor town, because everybody here puts the heart and soul into buying a house and building a house. So you have a unique situation where we're suffering. As much as the state is suffering on taxes, we're suffering more. And Herschel has tapped into that, and he said, you know what, it's really time to go ahead and fix these things, and it's time to find better solutions. It's not enough to continue doing what we were doing last year, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. There have to be much better solutions to these problems. No, I'm not here to make an endorsement, but I'm here.
Well, it sounds to me you agree with everything he says. That's wonderful.
Sounds to me it's just being reasonable.
Wait for the ending.
The issues are real. And in the 1970s, my father went to Washington with others to get the money to rebuild downtown. The heart and soul of the business community went into the downtown. And that's an example. That's where he started from. The heart and soul went into it. And to see it ruined, to see my wife afraid to take my kids to want to go through it, that's not right. This is our town. And it belongs to everybody. These are frustrations. These are problems that have emerged. He talks about the UEZ, the funds of the UEZ. Is that really something that's important to us as a global community? How much money has the town put into that? Why have they put all that money into it? The truth is, no one was asking these questions. So the fact that Herschel is here asking these questions, provoking it and saying, you know, we need to have better solutions. Life is frustrating here. It is expensive. And to his credit, he's asking the questions and he's pushing, and he's doing a good job of doing it.
Address the corruption issues that he discussed?
I think what he's referring to very clearly is, for example, Strand Theater, things like that. There's an all-boy network. Every town has an all-boy network. And I think the all-boy network
understand corruption doesn't always mean that it's illegal. The word, the definition of corruption. No, I'm saying the definition of corruption